What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of trying to make Farming Simulator 25 the most realistic farming sim yet. We're trucking along. We picked up a contract. I was about to go throw some fertilizer down on the field we just mowed, our meadow, and instead noticed that, well, there's another farmer who needs us. And we're going to actually crank this up a little bit. So it's just behind our property, so not too far. Hoping one of these branches take us out. It's just behind us. I think it's about 14 grand, and we got a lot of fertilizer left. About 80% left in here. We should be able to use, and still have some left over to work our own meadow, I hope. But yeah, it's a nice contract, and maybe we could sneak one more in, I saw. But this one right next to us makes complete sense to knock it out. Support a neighbor in hopes that they help us when we need it. So I really haven't been up this way when exploring the map, and I'm wondering, what it really entails up here. So it looks like a decent little field. Because this might be where we end up. We go to expand. I might want to expand up this way. Bet you the property values aren't too bad. We'll just kind of look at it. But we got a while to go still. But, oh, right there, you know what? Hold on a second. What field is that? Is that purchasable? I bet you that's all under... No? Oh, it'd probably help if I got off. So that's all under that field. Whoa, that's saying 72,000. That obviously doesn't count the field, which is 39. Yeah. 134 right there. 1.6 acres. That's 2.9. I mean, that field right there, I would love to purchase that. I mean, that looks like a nice little field for mowing. Obviously, you got some stuff there. Another cornfield. I mean, that's not the matter. The cornfield's pretty large, too. A little hilly. Might be a new challenge. Then this one right here. Yeah, alfalfa is growing. Alright. We still have a whole nother field to go. He gets this corn. Formerly a cornfield down here. But definitely some options up here for some diversity. Now this is interesting. Don't know if they know that gate's not supposed to be there. We might have to hop in the GE when the new GE comes out and sort that out. It's yeah. That'll be a problem if we can't get into this field because it's all gated up. I'm hoping on this end there's a way in. It looks like the fence ends, so we might be able to sneak in this way, but that is unfortunate. So yeah, we can definitely sneak in here. We'll get our GPS going. My advanced GPS course play, which runs just like GPS. Should be pretty quick. I think it's too much. But I personally think it still fits in Realism because you see so many systems use it now. Versions of it. It's just advanced GPS with headlands. So it's just something curious about. But we'll work this. Says we have 25 minutes of doing this. Maybe I can get a hired hand over here and we can find another contract, but I doubt it. There's a cultivator one we could do. That one right there, field 63. We don't have a plow, so can't really do the plowing. Sowing, we could do. You want cotton? It's going to be a lot of seeds. 20 acres. Yeah, there's nothing that really stands out that'd be advantageous. Other than maybe these other 2 fertilizer contracts. Jennings needs one on 35, and then field 105. Let's hop out of here. 105 is way up here, turnaround point. I think we did field 107. We did one of those fields up there already. Might even bed field 105 again. Calling for more fertilizer a month later. And 35. We're in the ballpark. I know we are right here. So that's just past town. Oops, sorry. 35 is just past town fertilizing. What's the size in that field? It's 18.3 acres. 8.2 is actual field space. They're calling it 18.16. I don't think we're going to have enough fertilizer. If we did, though, that might be worth driving to. We'll kind of see, because the field we're in, to get a scope of, it's 23.19. So a little bit larger, 5 acres larger. If we don't burn through more than half of what we have here, I think I'll take that contract. To just push us a little farther ahead, because we might not see many contracts come summertime. So we'll have to work through this and revisit that. Let's get another 20 minutes. Let's do one of those big sprayers. Which, let's go take a look. Not that we can afford anything like that right now, because we know we're going to have about a $70,000 bill probably. A lot of accessories to the sprayers, but no actual sprayer that I see. We had one earlier. We passed on it. Would have been probably ideal to just take it. For our small field areas, though, it's not the best. And I like being able to do lime and fertilizer in one, if possible, or be able to use the same tool for them. Really trying to not pull the trigger on this yet. It's a great deal. 38,000. We already have the tank. I think this would really help with our corn. It's going to take some serious contract work. I feel like we got to be 200,000 up. I mean, we could purchase it and put it on the lease. I guess we'll take a look at it. So rule 10%. Kind of do what we do on our online play for Ray County. I'm going to say I can stretch this out 5 years, ideally. Try not to go more than 5 years on the equipment. Another thing you guys can critique me on in the comments. Let me know what you think the ideal year for the deal should be. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 or 5. Whether we should be applying final fee penalties that you see in the option 2, 3, and 4 to get the lower payment per month and so on. Yeah, in the end, this ends up being $41,000. $631 a month until we pay it off. We do kind of need it, though. I mean, we do and we don't. And Hydrus, though, it's going to add a different scope to the farm. As much as I want it, I think we have to wait. Even though, yes, $631 a month, paying out $41,000 in the end for it. It is used, and as you can see, we'll probably have to take off a lot of the disc. I mean, these ones right here, pretty beat up. So I think we're going to say no. Then we'll just kind of take it for what it is. The other thing we might have to keep an eye on is we might run out of daylight to do the other contract. Even though it says it will still be active the next day. But we're going to continue to work this field, and we'll be back after that. Hang tight. All right. We did knock out that second field, so actually let's cash that contract. Very nice. Switch over. A couple more cultivating, fertilizing. That one on the way. I mean, we somehow didn't burn as much on this last field as I thought. But it is late. I think the best thing for us to do is to head back. We got $120,000 in the bank account now. We can work with that. I can't remember if I set up. Of course, I did. Look at that. Let's head back to the main farm and reset the day to then March 3rd and kind of see where we're at. We're actually driving before we speed forward here. Oh, case round baler. Nothing crazy, so maybe there'll be something more in the morning. We'll see y'all after. All right, so we are now in the March 3rd final portion of the month. Nice 55 degrees out this morning. We're sitting at $120,000 in the bank. So a little bit went away to some lease expenses. But right now we are just going to throw down some of this remaining fertilizer down on our grass field. From there, I should do right here, so we don't have to come back. We're just going to swing right around. There's a section right here in the middle. Just one of those kind of tedious periods where not much you can do. You know, luckily we have contracts we can work on here, but yeah, ideally, it's kind of the slow point, just because we don't have a lot of field or acreage yet, which kind of, you know, plays a role. You can go right up through here. Try not to miss it all. Like I just kind of did. But yeah, being our operation is kind of on the small side right now, it's a little manageable. But also means we don't have to do as much of the tedious stuff, which can be nice in a way. But day-to-day operations not bad right now. We'll see if this actually fills this in. I don't think it will because of the soil there. So kind of a test. We had this little section right here. We're going to drive out to it and see if I can match that. And we cannot. That soil just will not take. That's kind of where I think we need the anhydrous to inject there to really get down into the nitty gritty. But yeah, we'll bring this back over here for now. And we'll probably just clean up some things around the farm and prepare for some planting. We get the seeder ready, planter ready. We'll be doing corn, beans, again. We're going to roll those grounds. We might end up selling off. Velocity might have to get sold. They're almost 5K. They're getting pretty heavy for their stature. We've got a couple pregnant ones out there. So hopefully we start calving. Because we need to calve. We need to start seeing the herd expand. Actually, while we're over here, let's take a little gander at what the dealership's got, or the animal dealer has. Maybe we can purchase one or two more in there and build on what we have. We're still not really going through hay. All right, a lot of UK tags again. Shadowfax, interesting. Brown Swiss bull. A lot of bulls right there, actually. Holsteins, Twister. We don't really need any of the Holsteins, though. Angus, extremely low. Couple Angus bulls. Limousines. Are you Russia? Not that good, not that good. None of these really stand out to me as good condition. Same with the bulls there. Nothing. 12 months old. I don't think that's gonna do anything. The bull, nothing special. Nice trooper. Some water buffaloes. Can't really do much with them right now. So yeah, there's not really anything for us to animal dealers right now that stand out. I mean, these Holsteins, there's a couple nice Holstein bulls. And okay. I guess actually a couple. See, we just don't have any milk for them though. That's the milking parlors. Can't really take them in right now. So yeah, we'll probably zoom through this day, see if anything pops up, but when we come back to it, it'll be April, and we'll be prepping the plant. All right, it is April. It is time to put some soybeans and some corn into the ground. Looks like taking out the finance mod was the answer. Using the hired purchaser mod seems to be the more accurate one. No duplicating, which is nice. There's definitely something going on between the two of them, and I just prefer the hired purchase one. So that's one we kept in the folder. But I noticed we were not doubling what we were losing. So this time it was only about 26,000, give or take. So that's, yeah, not too shabby. A couple things in the used market that stood out to me. Nice little 4000 series John Deere right there. Could do the little things we need around here. There's an Agco, 30,000. Wouldn't be too bad. Another versatile Nemesis. Got a big Delta track. Too expensive for us right now. There's the Taurus on there. Nothing really. I mean, this thing's a little bit of a beast, but for what we want, we're not going to get the hopper size we need. I don't think. At least when I went in last time, that's not what, yeah, see. I think when big jump in price the moment we start getting to the size we need. Ultima, I was like, hey, that's not bad, 50% off, but we're going to avoid that. 16 months old, 20 hours on it. One thing that we do need, and I think this is, what the, who painted this? No way. No way are we going to do this. So standard, Unreal, obviously we're going to standard. Come on now. Let's make this black. I like that. Design color probably should also be jet black. Kind of like a tarp. Unbirth. We're going to add a little versatile. Okay, that's nice. Okay, now, yeah, let's go over to the red. I mean, that right there, that works for me. I think that's a sharp little thing. $3,200. We're going to go ahead and purchase that one straight up. It does still ask me if I want to finance. I noticed that. Oh, never mind. That actually is gone there. So, yes, we could probably sell our drive over because it's worth 17 grand and buy that one, but I don't feel like having to repair it and so on and so forth. And it breaks back to the same point. Tacoma TRD Pro. That's pretty nice to look at. So definitely some options. We jump over here. Soybeans, they're 847. It says they're on the way down, but we still got a couple months till they're peaking. But again, that'll be some extra little bit of money. I'm not going to stick to just one crop for the reason of we need the payments. We need to cover our current expenses before we go create more. Yeah, the whole reason being in here. New contracts, nothing active right now this morning. Mean velocity, not really going up anymore in cost or in value. Strange Bonnie, 39% of the way. One baby expected. Trooper has been a trooper. So I think we'll hold on and let it go a little bit longer. Dixie, 51% of the way. One baby. We like to see it. Sparky, 18 months old, but price not really moving on Sparky. We haven't seen anything yet that stood out to me. We could go check to see. Give the dealership a little call, the animal dealer, and see what's going on. Jasmine's getting there. 74% of the way. Jupiter is now pregnant with one baby expected. Jody's still got a while before we get the planner and stuff hooked up. Now that it's 71 degrees out, the high of 101 today, which is crazy. We'll just take a quick gander here. Brown Swisses, we just won't get a lot of meat on them, but there's a couple options. We obviously don't need the bull. Holstein, there's not much out there. Angus, unfortunately, not happening. Limousine, nothing right now is standing out. And we get down here, 52 months old, high fertility. That might be worth making a purchase just to get them boosted up a little bit. Actually, there's might be worth buying two and having them bring them up. I think we have to. I mean, quality's high, health's high. 1 month old. Metabolism, fertility's all good, average. I like that. I'm being told this one is, that's why it's expensive. It's pregnant. I think we're going to buy her. So we'll add two more. We're spending a little money right now, but honestly, that's what I felt needed to be done here. So we got another calf out there. Food wise, they're still not really going through it. 209,000 liters. We might be able to sell some hay bales off for our next cut. But yeah, that's where we're at. So we'll just get the tractor set up. Definitely take care of our fields first. I think the plan would be 139 was beans before. Kind of need to look at the precision farming here. pH levels, they're fine. nitrogen, corn's got to go in 139 and 145, and then beans in 143. So we'll do the small one of beans again. We'll run corn on the other two. Even though we could. See, I think 145. We'll try 145 with beans. We'll run beans on these two low ones. Kind of flip it. We're 2 bean fields this time and 1 corn. And hopefully it's enough to get us through the winter. And we find some contracts to maybe support it. So we'll do that and see y'all once we get in the field and set up. All right. So we are just finishing up here. We're going to get this going. I say finishing up, but it's a new day. We know we're planning. Don't know why I said finish up, to be honest. But essentially what we need to do is we're going to get corn going. Well, I'm going to set up our track. There we go. Sometimes it's fidgety. We'll set up our track here and get corn into this field. Is our plan. We only need, we're going to want 3 headlands, but we're going to do a little crossover. Try to make it look nice. Honestly, we're going to start with the center on this as well. And that should be all set. We're on the first waypoint. We're good to go. We'll see how much seed and fertilizer get used up here. Hopefully with the 3 headlands, it's not too crazy. Get these track marks up. But we'll be able to roll it after. We'll grab the 235 and work it. There's our textures, corn going in. So I'd say it's going to be about an hour here. I think that might call for a time lapse because we have not really set up anything for a time lapse so far this episode. We skipped the time lapse and fertilizing. But while we're here, let's run up here, kick back over, and pH is good. We know that. Nitrogen, pretty good across most of it. Like I said, this section here, not sure why. And I don't think I'd actually be shocked if we're using any fertilizer on this side, to be honest with you, except for maybe those sections. We'll see. Yield, obviously nothing great. Seed rate looking low. So that helps. That changes things up a little bit. I actually like that. We don't be burning through seeds as much. I believe the way it's designed, it means that it's going to be good crop with a low seed rate. Somebody want to comment down below and let me know if that's incorrect. I would appreciate it, but I think that's how I read it, as low seed rate is good because you're getting more crop with less seeds. Again, though, let me know what you think, what you've seen compared to the loams. You know, obviously this is just all loam here, not the sandy, not the loamy sand, so on and so forth, or the clay. But yeah, we'll jump into a little bit of a time lapse on this one. There's nothing really for us to do contract wise. Plow, plow, plow. Those keep coming up, but we don't really want to plow, though. I've thought about getting the eco-till, which could be used. So yeah, let's jump into that time lapse and get to it. Alright, so I switched out with our worker. They're just about done planting corn. They are hoping to make it on fertilizer. I'm hoping they do too. We're gonna grab this roller because we're gonna get out here and start rolling. No, I think through Farm Sim 25, I have not used this actual roller yet. So I am not sure how it will go. Okay, there it goes, folding. Is it gonna be all right? Something like that seems to work. I don't have to do anything else once it's out like that. So it just recreates the texture. I really wish, and I think there is someone out there that has it, an actual roller texture. Like this should be smooth, packed down. It's creating a groove line, which I find quite interesting. But like I said, should be. Oh no, I don't see it. Now I'm a little worried. It's also not easy to stay in these lines here. Still moving on. Well, we're actually right here. Let's hop in. So see, it still does not. Something about this area. It's all sandy loam. I don't know why that one area will not take on nitrogen. I don't know what the previous yield was because we haven't completed it yet. But I think the other thing I need to do is actually go get our unbirth and tidy up, refill the lantern, which is still trucking along. I'm gonna be pretty disappointed if it ran out and it's still just doing its thing because it should have flagged it. Sometimes you can never trust these workers. We probably should have also started in the center along with this. Oh well. Can't win them all. What did I say? Needs rolling. Probably could use a good spray, but I think we have to drop herbicide next month on it. So it looks like the planter's going to make it right at the corner. We know this field's got fertilizer on it. I don't know if Courseplay could handle operating this large roller. Now I'm kind of like, I mean, I feel like we're moving, but we're not moving, if that makes sense. I mean, we're going 8 miles per hour. It needs to be refilled. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. So we'll roll to the end here, and then we'll jump in and probably have to go bring that over and use the inverse. But like this should be pretty flat. I mean, this looks like what it was after we prepped it. It's like a kind of cultivator texture. Like I said, I have to check because I know someone does. They have the flat that we saw in FS25 towards the end. If you know who it is, leave a comment down below and let me know, because I know Antler 22 has new textures out that I would love to probably switch into this, just because of the plowing will look like you actually plowed. I'm definitely not gonna make that corner. That had trouble written all over it. Well, we got the pivot that we need. Keep hitting the course play. No, we actually did not make it. mean, look how close that strip is to being done. So we can actually pull up right here. A lot of mud caked on. And my worker don't know where they went. So seed, we did not burn through much, which was kind of expected. It's a low seed in this field, which for the rate is lovely, as long as the yield's high for the corn, right? That's the big thing, is we need a high yielding corn. So this is our first year. The crops were already here before. There was moisture involved. There's a lot of things going on. A lot of mod conflicting as well, as we continue to pursue the more realistic farming simulator. We have to sift through some of the mods still. Okay, this one is a weird cover. There we go. For some reason in my head I was thinking completely wrong there. Ignore me. Alright, so this I don't think I have the right trailer for it, but one fertilizer, that's what we need. If I drive under, oh, you know what? Okay, engine is on. We're good. Can't turn it without the engine being on. Am I really gonna go right in between here? Alright, load that fertilizer up. Probably want to do the seed switch. Does it give you the option to do the seeds? Ba-boom. Alright, love to see that. Let's run over here. One more. Make sure we get the seed bin, and we're not going to be dumping fertilizer in here. That makes me happy. How easy that went. Shut that. Let's close this. Power it down. Almost need to get one of those CB trucks. I think that would fit perfect on it. And we are going to get right back to where we were to finish this field, and we'll have corn planted. Like I said, we need to come up with a sprayer for herbicide. That's definitely got to be something we got to do. So we'll have to keep our eye out in the market for a smaller sprayer or something more affordable. So we had almost made it. So close. As I drive over this, I probably could have just went down and seeded this, but it is what it is. We're gonna swing around up here. Really should look at that field next to us too. Figure out how to get in it. It's the roadside right over there. I think that was when I was gonna. Yeah, it goes back there. That's actually quite a second. Hold on a second. That's 138. That's the next field I was talking about. It's $39,000. And then, what is it to get the northwest side? 72. So 100 grand. I can get a lot of this. Get that field, grass meadow up there, and get another bigger field. So that's something to keep our mind on. The one thing I want to focus on first is pay off a chunk of our equipment. Which, yes, it's a balance between land and, being able to create the crop per se. But it's definitely something to think about, I think, for us, is getting another piece of large land. And I'm not saying we couldn't do something crazy, but we could do some forestry. I was gonna say lumbering, but yeah, we could do some forestry, and we could have a massive field to work over here. I would definitely be fine making it one crop at that point. I mean, yeah, that's definitely a possibility. We actually need to think about that now. I don't know how, after multiple times of driving around this field, I did not notice that. Mind you, a lot of times we're working in the evening. Dark makes it hard to see, but yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind. But with that said, just about done seeding in this field. I think it's time to call this episode good. I hope it's enjoyable for everybody. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for sharing the content. Farmer Taz, out.